How much of my expertise should I give away for free? I know so many people in the coaching and consulting space worry about giving away too much value. Why would someone hire you if you give it all away? But here's what I've been learning over 12 years and working with more than 400 clients. That's the wrong question to be asking. If you've been giving away a lot of advice and wondering, where are the clients? Am I giving away too much? That might not be your leaky bucket. And today, I'm going to help you discover what that leaky bucket in your business probably is. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Establish Yourself podcast, the show that helps coaches and consultants get clear on how to talk about what you do, simplify your offers, and have more fun in your business and beyond. I'm Annie Franceschi, brand strategist, author, former Disney storyteller, and forever Muppet fan. I'm here to help you clarify your message, package your expertise, and streamline your systems to grow a business you actually enjoy. If you're ready for less confusion and more magic, it's time to establish yourself. So in my family, we're big Disney fans, but we're also big Costco fans. Gus and Leo go weekly. They're actually going tonight. And I know that one of Leo's favorite things are the free samples. He knows exactly where the stations are, and he can't wait to see what's new and exciting. And I've been thinking more about it lately because I have been getting this question from so many people, including people in my Action Club membership, about, how much is too much when it comes to free content. Think about how Costco samples actually work. They do give you this generous taste, a real sample of the product. But here's the key many people miss. They don't just hand you the sample and walk away. The product is right there. There is a sign with a price. There's often someone explaining what it is and where to find the full package so they can check out with it. There are often many boxes behind them. They just make it incredibly easy to go from, wow, I love this sample, to I'm putting this in my cart and walking out with it. Now, I want you to imagine what would happen if Costco gave out samples but hid the product. No signs, no aisle markers, no mention of where to buy the full package or who makes it, just free samples, no connection to anything you could actually purchase. That would be absolutely ridiculous, right? That is exactly what's happening with so much free content in our industry. So many coaches and consultants are giving these generous samples, amazing webinars, valuable podcast episodes, helpful LinkedIn posts, but they're forgetting to show people the product. We're not connecting the dots back to how to actually work with us. And that's what today's episode is really about. You've been taught, and rightfully so, that it's important to provide value in your marketing, to give away free content, to establish yourself as a thought leader. Be generous, people say. Build trust through teaching. And many of you, you're doing it. You're showing up on LinkedIn, you're creating resources. Maybe you're speaking for free or hosting workshops, you're creating content. You're being incredibly generous with your time and your expertise. But if you're doing that, maybe you're also seeing no clients or just a trickle, but not nearly what you would expect from how much value you've been putting out there. So you may start to wonder, am I giving away too much? Should I hold back more? Is this why people aren't hiring me? This is the search for your leaky bucket. Where are the holes in what you're trying to do that is letting opportunity and clients leak out the bottom? I don't think that the leak for most of us is giving away too much value. What I know to be true, the leak is that you're never talking about what's for sale. Many folks are either so worried about being salesy that they don't offer anything for sale and they just vaguely say, oh, contact me if you want more. Or they're being really unclear about what working with them actually looks like. The real problem isn't that you're giving away too much. It's that you're giving away free samples without ever showing people where the product is, how to buy it, or even that it exists. I see this play out in three specific ways. First, people creating tons of content, but never positioning themselves as someone you can actually hire. Second, people creating content about topics that interest them, but have Zippo connection to their offers. And third, the sneaky one, creating a lot of content that makes somebody else the star, like an interview podcast where your guests get all the spotlight. That makes you look like a great interviewer, but it doesn't actually create content that connects back to your offers or positions you as the solution. Here's what any combination of these can cost you. You work incredibly hard, you provide massive value, but you end up exhausted and underpaid. You are building other people's credibility while your calendar is staying empty. You are nurturing and creating content that's going to get people to become clients of somebody else. I don't want that for you. And I want to validate something right now. If this resonates with you, you are not alone. And you are not necessarily doing it wrong, but you just haven't come across the Costco sample strategy yet. This is what I call the Costco sample strategy. This is how you fix a leaky bucket of connecting your marketing content to paying clients. This is how you turn generous free content into a steady stream of ideal clients, no leaks involved. Here's the core principle. Be as generous with your samples as you want to be, but always, always create Costco connection, a clear pathway from your free content to your paid offers. Let's think about what makes Costco samples work. They give you a real taste of the actual product. The full product is right there. It is visible and available. There are clear signs that show you where to go get it. Someone often explains what it is and why you might want it. And it is incredibly easy and friction free to go from trying something to purchasing it. Your free content needs to work exactly the same way. The genius of this approach is that it removes the pressure of figuring out some magic ratio of free versus paid content. You've probably heard that 80% of your content should be value and 20% should be selling. I don't believe that anymore. People don't consume content in perfect sequence. They are seeing your posts in random order. So instead of worrying about ratios, just be generous. Be generous with your information and equally generous about inviting people to work with you. This is not about hard selling. It is not about a constant sales campaign or making everything feel like selling. It is really about driving awareness and connecting your free stuff to your paid stuff. Think of it as a warm invitation to dinner and not a buy now button. As you listen today, I want you to pay close attention because I'm modeling exactly what I'm teaching you. This episode is one of my Costco samples. I'm going to be giving you my valuable ideas and frameworks for free. And I'm also going to naturally invite you to work with me if that's a fit for you. And it's going to be in a way that isn't pushy or gross. So listen carefully and come alongside me because this is what I do on nearly every episode of the show. So there are 4 key practices to what I call the Costco sample strategy. The first is this: be generous with your samples. Here's your principle. Don't gatekeep your frameworks, your approaches, your best thinking, examples, and ideas. Share them generously. Let me give you a real example from my own business. I talk about my brand chips formula all the time. It's my 5-part messaging formula for creating a compelling elevator pitch. I get into it in more detail in episode 9. It is a hallmark of what I do. It's something I use with every single client, especially new clients, because it's not just a messaging formula. It is a full brand repositioning strategy. And I give it away for free. You can literally go listen to it right now on episode 9. You can read about it in my book, Establish Yourself, for less than $20. I have put it out there completely. And yet, I also charge $5,000, $10,000 or more, depending on the engagement and how I'm implementing it with clients. Here's what I've learned. People pay experts not only for the information and the education you can provide, but for the transformation they're going to get by working with you. Transformation is only possible when people get personalized advice, accountability, and often literal dedicated time to implement what you're teaching. I was just working with a client the other week, and she was sharing how she had been wanting to create a brand and a website for years. We had literally just created one for her across 2 2-hour sessions. We'd put together a quick logo, fonts and colors that made her look like a pro, and a 1-page website that made her look so polished with a clear offer that she could start selling tomorrow. She told me she had thought about it for years, but having that dedicated time, having someone to sit with her and pull the story out as the expert to make decisions together, that's what actually made that transformation happen. Giving away your information is not giving away your transformation. And transformation happens when people have skin in the game. They're going to do the work if they pay for it. People generally don't value what they don't pay for. And we are all short on time. In a lot of cases, we need someone to pull that story out. But I know and I trust that my people, and you may be one of them, are listening to this and thinking, I really need a real person, not ChatGPT. And I think that could be Annie. You can choose to listen to me until the cows come home. But if you don't have the dedicated time, if you don't get the built in accountability, the skin in the game of making an investment in yourself and your business, and if you don't have somebody like me as an expert to sit with you, someone you can trust to pull out the story, then you're just never going to do it. So it's really not about me gatekeeping anything. I'm giving so much away, right? I'm sharing my frameworks. And that is a key ingredient to knowing and liking and trusting me. I don't want you to hide because when you hide, no one knows your value and nobody gets to build that know, like, and trust with you. So I want to encourage you to share your frameworks, to share your insights, to be generous with what you teach and not worry about giving it all away, to build trust through value, and to trust that this is not the leak in your bucket. The second part of the Costco sample strategy, always show the product. If you never talk about what's for sale, people can't and won't buy it. This is the actual leaky bucket. You're out here giving away these amazing Costco samples, your free webinars, your LinkedIn post, your podcast episode, but you're never saying, hey, here's the full product. Here's where you can find it. Here's how we can work together. Often I see people being so worried about being salesy that they don't mention their offers at all, or they're being super vague. Just contact me if you want more. That's not enough. When you do free speaking, for example, which we talked about in last week's episode 42, when you create content, when you show up anywhere to teach, the big thing you want to do is connect whatever you're teaching about back to how to work with you. Talk about the bigger problem you solve. Make sure to name check or in some way reference your offer. I know you can't do that in every situation, but in so many cases you can, and especially at the end of what you're sharing with people. This comes up a lot with free speaking and how to do this in a way that isn't selling from the stage. This is actually something I teach. I'm teaching exactly how I do it at a new pop up workshop called Clients from Speaking. It's on Tuesday, October 28th. It does include a replay. And if you are curious about how to build this bridge from free, amazing speaking into your paid offers without upsetting event organizers while delighting your audience, that is what I'm teaching. I'll put a link in the show notes, but you can find it at greateststorycreative.com/pop up if you want to join me for Clients from Speaking. But whether it's speaking or LinkedIn or blogging, I really want to encourage you to be talking more about your offers, reminding people what you do. We're not saying just sign up right now. At minimum, you're saying if you want to talk to me about this, this is what I do. You're welcome to set a free consultation with me. Let me show you a little bit about what this looks like in practice. So earlier I talked about brand chips, right? And I could just say, hey, check it out. It's for free in episode 9, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to say to you right now is that if you are not sure on how to talk about what you do and how to package your offers, and you want help to implement that, that is what I do best. And that is one way we can work together. It's an offer I have called Package Your Process with the Expert. Do you see what I did there? I'm intentionally mentioning that right here in the episode. That's a bridge. That's a Costco connection. You want to make sure that you are providing awareness of what is even available to buy. And as much as you can, warm invitations just to have a free conversation with you about it. Always show the product. Talk about your offers. Be specific. Name them. Connect your teaching to the transformation you provide when people actually work with you. Make it a 1-to-1 ratio for every piece of value you give. Mention, it can be short and simple, how people can work with you to implement it. The third part of the Costco sample strategy is this: make your product easy to buy. Paint a picture of working together and give people that easy yes. Here's what I mean by this. We are all too tired, stressed, and cognitively overwhelmed to imagine how it's going to be when we work with somebody if they don't paint a picture for us. If all you do is educate, people are going to work with some other person, some other person who is talking about what's for sale, and you will have nurtured that purchase. We can't wait or hope for people to fill in the blanks. It's just too much work. We have to do that work for them so there's no friction. This means being specific about what you offer and what the experience of working with you looks like, providing a direct link to book a free consultation with you, making the next step of how to work with you crystal clear. Serve it to people on a silver platter. Not everybody's going to come to dinner. Some people are going to consume your free content and be on their way. And not everybody can afford your silver platter. But that's okay because you don't need everybody to become your client to make a difference and to have a scalable practice. You just need some of the right people. Think about it like this. Most of what you are selling, if you're focused on one-to-one services, is not, hey, check out and buy my big offer on my website. You're really mostly selling a free conversation with you, a free consultation. That is your Costco aisle. So make it easy. Takeaway here, give people a clear, easy next step, a bridge from your free stuff to working with you. Remove all the friction, paint the picture of working together, invite them warmly and specifically. Our last lesson for today, align your samples with your products. What you choose to talk about for free should ideally always line up with an offer you have. Here's where I want to share a cautionary tale. And honestly, it's pretty personal. About a year ago, when I was planning this podcast, I became a super fan of someone else's show. Down the rabbit hole, listened to 100 episodes, took a ton of notes. I was so excited to hire her. I had a sales call with her. I told her what was going on and I paid to book the call. I sent over some questions and she got cold feet. She refunded the call. She disappeared. She didn't offer resources. I ended up feeling very rejected. And I was so upset about it that I actually cried for a few days. And here's what I think happened. I think this person gave away so much amazing free content, but she didn't have an offer that aligned with it. That would be the perfect fit for someone who was not just a beginner who listened to 1 or 2 episodes, but someone who had listened to 100. So when somebody like me showed up who actually consumed all her content and wanted to know more from her and to get her personalized advice, she panicked. And that's really what I want to save you from. Creating any kind of content, free or otherwise, that doesn't align with your offers that you really want to deliver for clients that are showing up so excited to work with you. If you're not clear on what you want someone to consume and then become your client for, stop worrying about the free content right now and start focusing on your offer alignment. Don't spend a lot of time in your thought leadership and your marketing content talking about things that interest you but have nothing to do with working with you or how you want to work with clients. That's not going to lead to the right people. It's going to lead to confusion, which hurts your brand across the board. Your free content needs to be a direct line to your paid offers. You should be thrilled if someone has listened to like every episode of your show and wants to work with you and money's no object. You should be able to hand them an offer to work together. And if you don't have one, that's misalignment, right? Here's what I want you to know. Make sure your free content aligns with your offers that you actually want to deliver and that you're excited about, and you know what they are. Don't create content that interests you but doesn't actually point to working with you. So here's the big thing that I want you to know. If you have been worrying about, oh my gosh, am I giving away too much for free? And is that why I am not seeing the traction I want? Consider whether it's time to start following the Costco sample strategy. And that is only going to work when you are crystal clear on both sides of this equation. What you are planning to give away as samples and what are the offers or the products that you're actually selling. And if you are struggling with that alignment, if you are not sure what your product is or how to talk about your offers clearly, that is what I do. I have an offer called Package Your Process with the Expert. That's where we work together one-to-one to get clear on how you talk about what you do and package your offers with confidence. And we put together practical marketing assets like a new one-page website, maybe even a quick logo, fonts, and colors if you need them. So you can start selling something you believe in right away and that you will be so excited to share free content around. My calendar is filling up for the fall. So if you have been listening to the show and you are curious about working together, let's be sure to talk. Head over to greateststorycreative.com/consult and you can grab a free consultation on my calendar right now. I'd be happy to talk with you and point the way. Whether it's time to work together or you need another resource, I won't leave you empty-handed. All right, let's recap the Costco sample strategy so you can start implementing this right away. First, be generous with your samples. Don't gatekeep your frameworks or best thinking. Share generously. Remember that giving away information does not mean giving away transformation. Second, always show the product. Talk about your offers. If you never talk about what's for sale, people can't buy it. Third, make it easy to buy. Make that aisle easy to find. Give people an easy yes and remove all the friction. Fourth and final, align your samples with your products. Make sure your free content lines up really nicely with the offers that you actually want to deliver. Remember at the beginning when I said that a leaky bucket probably wasn't what you thought? Well, now you know. It's not about giving away too much. It's about not connecting what you give away to what you sell. Fix that bridge and everything changes. Here is your action step coming out of today. I want you to go look at the last 3 pieces of free content you created for your marketing. Did you clearly connect each of those things to an offer? And did you talk about it in any way, even if it was small? Did you make it easy for people to take the next step? If not, start there. You got this. Hey, do you like surprises? The credits are about to roll, but just like a Marvel movie, stick around to the end for something I put in just for you. Thanks for listening to the Establish Yourself podcast. I'm Annie Franceschi, and if you're enjoying the show, it would mean so much to me if you follow it, leave a quick rating, or share it with a friend. And for free branding resources and more ways to work together, head to greateststorycreative.com/podcast. Now here it is, your moment of magic. So I'm very lucky to have a special guest today, my husband, Gus, to talk about his nearest, dearest love other than me and our child.
Yes. So Annie's happiest place on earth is Disney World. My happiest place on earth is Costco. And Leo shares in both of our loves. Anyway, we love a sample, but the thing that Leo loves even more and what he turns shopping at Costco into is chatting up the people who are providing the samples. He wants to tell them about his day, and he wants to hear about all of the flavors and the varietals of beverage and the temperature of the food.
So he's a very engaged, ideal client for Costco.
You might say that.
We love us some Kirkland. We do.
We are a Kirkland signature brand family for sure.